And I'm curious as to what he's going to be pulling out today. Ryze was a champion that was kind of floated around as something that definitely falls under his pool. But I'm telling you right now, man, Akali is so strong. I feel like that first picking something like a Azir is a risky thing to do. Now, we saw the Sylas ban indicating that the Malphite needs to come through, otherwise it will be first picked by Fnatic. It is SK that chose to go for the second pick. They had that right of first selection, but leaving Yunara open, similar to what we saw yesterday for Fnatic, they're more than happy to prioritize that for upset. The Jace jungle, though, is available. We saw this come through from Skeanz. The question is that something that they still want to prioritize?
Is the damage going to be coming out again? This also as a technical flex, but expecting it to go into the jungle as well. Remember also, with this Yunara, a lot of teams have been happy to take some counter picks into it. This one, I feel like, is different from the Corki, as the Varus gets locked in alongside the Vi, but a lockdown and some single target to add into the mix.
Ooh, so already some range, a good laner that can match up well into the Yunara as well. Vi just needs some follow-up. They hovered over the Ambessa, which we know is a combo that Empyros and Razork wanted to leverage yesterday. He didn't really do it. Empyros kind of did most of the work himself. But that doesn't mean that Razork didn't find those important picks. What's he going to match up into this Vi? Looks like the Wukong is going to be the selection, so a little bit more team fight power. Does this mean that Vladi's leaning more towards the Orianna? Or is he instead thinking about, ooh, top lane? Okay, so blind Renekton. This is to dissuade the Ambessa pick. They're now calling Wunder out and saying, if you want to go for that Ambessa, sure, it makes sense for the comp, but you're going to have a rough time in the 1v1 against Empyros.
I know it's not Mirwin, just keep an eye on that Varus and where he actually goes. Varus can also go to top lane, and a ranged top lane versus Renekton. That could be funny, but we'll see if Wunder has it in him. For now, with that Renekton pick, again, you got options. You were just talking about it. Let's find out how the pairing goes, because on the side, there are some good matchups, and this is one of them. This is a pain for the Renekton to deal with.
An old school counter pick to the Renekton, the Kennen coming through for Wunder. I mean, we really do have veteran versus rookie up in the top side. Wunder with a huge amount of experience. You can go back through his history, and you'll see that he's got a number of Kennen games brought out on the top side of the Rift, something we haven't been seeing a huge amount in the meta, but is something that into this Renekton matchup can do very, very well. Naturally, Kennen is super iconic for that ultimate, the amount of team fight power that it can have, the amount of utility and damage that it can provide. Absolutely insane. We'll see how much impact one is able to have as we get to the second phase of bans.
Another Yordle to stem the tides of a Renekton. So linear is a Renekton that I'm going to wonder how Empyros goes in this game. Now, as we go through bans, Azir, you're talking about before, is a safe pick in the mid lane. No longer taken off the table alongside the Rakan as a partner and engage that SK no longer have available as well. Let's see if another mid laner gets off the board. With the Orianna as well, Betty, what are you thinking?
Ooh, so we're now moving towards the Ryze and Taliyah sort of matchup. We saw it come out from Vladi yesterday into Nemesis, where he piloted the Taliyah side of that matchup. And we mentioned as well that for leader, Ryze is something that kind of just fits into his pool. It gives him great roaming potential. It typically gives him good push in the mid lane matchup as well. And it looks like that's going to be the direction that he does choose to go in. The Taliyah is the usual response. Wouldn't be surprised to see that come through from Vladi, especially when we literally saw it yesterday from him. We also actually saw them bringing out the Ghosts rather than the TPs, just because of your ability to impact the rest of the map. Seems though Fnatic want to prioritize getting their support pick, maybe thinking a little bit more about what they want to bring out into the middle lane. And maybe it was something we saw come out from Chovy.
Yeah.
I think last week, this week, it came out recently. But also a pretty solid answer into the Ryze if you want to go in that direction. But it's a little scary to play into a Kennen and a Vi.
And I feel like LEC has some pretty good Taliyahs. It's such a safe pick at the moment. Great pairings all round. As you said, Vladi already showed us yesterday, deathless on the pick. So he's starting the LEC off with 2 in a row. As now the option has to be support. What is the counter here for Mikyx to try and bring it all together?
I think you could go for a Braum if you want something a little bit more defensive. You could go for a range support as well. Looks like they're more inclined for engage opportunities. Yeah. Now, Mikyx locking in the Nautilus. For long-time Mikyx fans, you will probably have mixed feelings about this champion, because while he has had some very iconic plays, this is also one of the champions that he is notable for feeding on. So we'll see which Mikyx shows up today. Yesterday, his aggression both set up for a lot of plays. Like, there was a period in the game where Mikyx had a scoreline of 0-1-7. He had 100% KP. He was pretty much doing everything he could to set up for kills for his team, but also he overextends. trying to force these plays sometimes put him in those difficult positions that allow for the opposition to punish. So we'll see what he can do with the Nautilus. It's a very aggressive pairing. Varus Nautilus, typically known as a very powerful 2 versus 2 bot lane.
Yeah, good base them.
Could be an easy place for Skeanz to look for some early ganks.
Because outside of that, you got to suspect top lane will be fine on Lospa in the isolation. That Kennen matchup we'll have to watch as well. But for now, it is Mikyx versus his old roster from last year. His old AD carry. Upset and Mikyx were deemed the best bot lane in a lot of eyes of 2025. And yes, they fell down a little bit, but the start of the year was so damn strong. They were such a great duo. Now they've been broken up. Lospa joins Fnatic. Mikyx built his roster. The story around SK has just been plagued with people saying, oh, you've got Wunder, Mikyx, you've got these old players, leaders back in the lead. Skeanz is here, and they've got this fresh AD carry in Jopa. Is it going to be enough? Can SK bounce back after yesterday? Or is it just going to be Fnatic season at the start of LEC Versus? Dear.
I expect a quiet start to the Rift.
Oh, yes.
You know,
What's wrong?
I felt like that the changes have kind of made the early game much slower.
Even though it's technically not, because the game starts at
No,
55 seconds.
I mean in terms of action. That's what I mean,
yeah.
right? That's what it felt like.
Yeah.
But then I was watching the LCK this, or I was rewatching some of the games. It seems that if you want to be violent, you can be very violent.
Okay.
So I'm hoping that now the teams have had a day to, you know, play on stage. It feels like that everyone's kind of loosening up a little bit, and I'm hoping that we get to see a little bit more violence today. And when you've got SK versus Fnatic, I mean, Mikyx versus Razork, I feel like these are two players that you typically associate with wanting to make stuff happen on the map. Now,
And
of course,
both in bot lane, by the way, should I say. Mikyx loves bot lane, that's where he lives. Razork
likes ganking bot lane.
He doesn't pay for it. Lospa with the flash onto Jopa. As he gets away, he builds his space. Jopa now loses his summoner, I should say. It's going to update for you in a second, but regardless, really good engage. Now, I am wrong, Betty. Of course, it was only the flash there from Lospa, but...
But the idea behind this trade is that by only going for... Sorry. By Jopa only having the teleports, they don't have that heal defensive summoner or the barrier or the cleanse or anything like that, which means that this damage sticks that you get in the early game. So investing that flash does open up your Hex Flash as well. Lospa yesterday made a similar play against the LR bot lane and got heavily punished for it. This time around, though, SK cannot do much to mitigate that, and the HP from Jopa is going to make it harder for him to really contest until he gets a few more levels.
Well, as he comes in, just remember that now he has level 2, that engage gets a little bit more successful, so someone held on to and caught me off guard because I was expecting Jopa to use the flash, burn down, be vulnerable to bot, but all as well, holds on, will be able to heal up, and especially with Doran's Blade now having Omnivamp, with the Q poke as well, that'll add some merit. Now, top is a nightmare, Betty. Expect this to be a rough lane for Empyros.
Yeah, Renekton is usually a champion that's quite good at these short trades. The fact that you can E in, maybe land a stun, hit the Q, get a bit of health back, and then E back out again means that... Oh, hang on a minute, a bit of fighting between the supports.
Which line from Mikyx is going to drag back in.
So nice trade back this time round from the SK bottom lane, but Upset, full HP, still has the pressure. Look at the CS discrepancy that's already built between the two bot lanes. That early trade from Lospa really doing work for the Fnatic 2 versus 2, giving a lot of space for Razork on the bot side of the map. You'll notice as well that Skeanz recognizes, hey, I cannot contest this bot Scuttle Crab. I'm going to have to base, look to try and get myself that top one. He's going to make a quick beeline towards that objective. If Razork wanted to, he could use the mid-pressure that he has to move up towards that top side, but instead, he's more interested in getting some deep vision, maybe even threatening a dive.
Cheeky angle at that, you're right, I think it will be. The health bars, though, looking pretty good here from Jopa and Mikyx, but the dive comes nonetheless onto the AD carry. Jopa hit away. Now the flash followed up by Razork, and a bonk on the head to help for the first blood. It is a 1-for-1, but the AD carry goes down in Jopa, and that's going to be worth for Fnatic.
A worthwhile trade for Fnatic, and you were talking about it earlier, Hysterics. Razork likes to invest resources on the bot side of the map. Try and funnel kills into Upset, that superstar AD carry, to make him your premier carry. And already getting him that first blood, that extra injection of gold, so valuable to the early game of Fnatic.
And when Upset has been so reliable, I feel like 2025, I alluded to it at the start of this game. Upset is just that AD carry who, he's not called a KDA player anymore. He can be quite aggressive, quite confident. And he's fitting well on this Fnatic roster, as with that kill, he also starts building towards that first item.
And all of that comes off the back of that single Lospa play. The flashing, getting the knock-up, allowing for that aggressive trade between the two AD carries, Upset having the health advantage. Now Jopa having the TP means that you can come back to lane, you'll see that CS discrepancy immediately disappears, but the wave is going to start bouncing back towards the Fnatic bottom side, and there are no summoners available to this SK bottom lane, which means that expect Razork to make a repeat appearance, with Vladi potentially roaming down as well.
Mikyx on a ward, can't do too much in the river. The jungle path leading down bot as well for Skeanz, as Dragon's getting pinged out. That's 10 seconds till it spawns, and Betty, I feel like already, I mean, this feels like a stronger early game. Of course, Fnatic a little bit more proactive than yesterday, is looking across the board as well. Just a quick side note, Leader is doing okay in CS, even though he's getting bullied out, even though Vladi had him on the check of health bar. Leader's doing pretty damn well on this Ryze. The scheme starts up the Dragon, and it should be taken with ease.
I mean, on the Ryze, you do have fantastic early game push. He's really utilizing that to go back to base, pick up that early tier, kind of as you'd expect. The mana-hungry Ryze, always looking to get that tier as early as possible. But Vladi, of course, doing the same thing. No Ghost for Leader, like we saw from Nemesis yesterday, but Vladi choosing to run the Ghost himself will be very reliant on his ultimate to rejoin if he chooses to move towards a side lane, which we expect him to do later on into the game. Meanwhile, on the top side of the Rift, we didn't get to talk much about this matchup earlier, but you can see that Wunder already built up about a 300 gold lead from the damage he was able to get onto the plates, along with the farm that he's able to deny away from Empyros. And where the wave state is right now, Empyros is very frustrated with how much pressure this Kennen is able to put down.
He also has Ignite as well, something we didn't mention, of course, when he gets that role quest completed, the 7-minute teleport, but the kill pressure that he has in lane with Electrocute paired with it. Be curious to see when Wunder pulls the trigger. He's already got that alteration here with the 1100 gold item, and for Wunder, that Slicing Maelstrom. We'll keep an eye on that, as well as Empyros is going for about a walkabout down towards River, getting some deep vision himself, and just making sure that his path remains clear. Does feel like Skeanz as he approaches level 6. There is instant kill threat on that Renekton with ult or no ult coming up for him.
Mikyx is going to do his best to try and hold this wave. Upset wants that plate, and he's not going to let his former support get in the way of that. Pushes him back. Base will be slightly delayed, but not the end of the world. Skeanz, level 6, is eyeing up that top lane.
There we go. One trigger to be pulled, no Phaelite accessible here. Skeanz going to walk on in, Slicing Maelstrom, and there is a flash, but can he move? Wunder locks him down, and there's the kill we expected.
Look at the state of the wave as well. Looks like Wunder's not going to choose to freeze. He's going to push this as quickly as possible. He knows that Empyros doesn't have TP available, so let's clear out that wave, get it underneath the tower, and then the next wave can bounce back towards Wunder. But investing in that Kennen, I think, is a worthwhile investment. Trying to get Kennen ahead gives you so much teamfight power later on that even though the bot side of the map really wasn't going the way of SK, the top side has managed to build this team up a 1.2k gold lead.
I was going to ask the question, is the Hextech Alternator going to turn into a Gunblade? Because remember, old Kennen...
It looks like it.
It was like that or a Proto Belt, right? That's what we expect. Flash committed, though. Let's look towards bot. Jopa in a lot of trouble. His flash is, I believe, available. My eyes can't really see. We'll get out of there in the end after Chains of Corruption lay it on top, and Lospa again pulls the trigger when he can.
Jopa definitely flashed there. We both saw that. So
I'm just confused. I'm looking at the overlay. I see a yellow bar.
He definitely flashed. Lospa once again trading summoner for summoner, but the HP difference means that Lospa will be forced to go back to base. Razork using the push that he has in bot to try and steal away this blue.
But he did also use Cyclone for this as well. Skeanz doesn't have that cease and desist available, so it is an ultless trade for junglers as they fight over. The 1000 smite comes in, and Razork, never mind, the flash failed! Over the wall match there as well. Skeanz, maybe it was a spectator bug, but regardless, as he Vault Breakers out, he might be okay for now. Razork gets back in over, and Leader flashes too. Summoners down for SK as they get pushed out of their own jungle.
Yeah, I'm a little confused because at first I thought Skeanz failed his flash.
And then he appeared over the wall.
Helped him over the wall. I don't know if Lospa failed his combo, or hopefully we can, if we get a replay, maybe we can find out. Either way, Fnatic, they walk away with stealing away the blue buff, stealing away the Grom, small advantage gain for them, and Leader, the idea is correct. I want to collapse so I can help my team. Maybe we can turn this into a pick. But unfortunately, Skeanz is already out of the fight, and so Fnatic turn all of their attention onto him, forcing him to lose his flash as well. So that's 2 flashes gone. potential for Razork available on the Rift once he gets that ultimate available. But SK, they don't slow down. They get back out onto the map. They turn their attention towards the grubs. And in terms of objectives, things go in the way of SK.
It is that advantage of ultis. I mean, Razork, I thought used it before, but I guess held on. And you'll see here in the replay, it is just a Viper move up. So,
the initial contest comes through from Razork. He's going to smite this one away as Skeanz invests the Q to try and chip away at Razork's HP. Doesn't quite connect. Now, does he succeed in flashing over the wall? He actually just gets knocked over the wall.
Yeah, I thought it was a spectator bug, but
same.
Lospa, big mistake.
Yeah, that could have been a big kill. Lospa fumbling a little bit there.
Bad cow.
But Fnatic back on the map, set their sights on bot lane once again.
Bully Jopa again, the Fnatic playbook in merit with a trample down. Jopa's kept in place. He has the range though, and Lospa one more auto, one more turret shot would have done it, but the dive works out in the end. Question mark? Okay, Razork's gonna go down as Mikyx picks up the kill. Meanwhile, the dive in mid, Skeanz finds some success. Turret shot won't finish him off. SK fighting back, but the dive on bot Fnatic. Like that. This
was something that did impress me about SK yesterday, that they were constantly trying to find things elsewhere on the map while Vitality was making a play of their own.
True.
Now, of course, the downside of this is Jopa's just getting bullied. He has become the target of Fnatic's aggression. But on the rest of the map, SK has a really massive lead in top lane. They've now just got a big lead in mid as well. And so the question becomes, can Upset be the carry for Fnatic as SK's solo laners continue to grow this lead? Rod of Ages now finished for leader. He's going to start stacking that one up. And the Gunblade getting ever closer for Wunder. And look at that, a 25 CS lead in the top lane matchup.
I mean, he's looking real good. And again, it's that one gank that set it off when the matchup already feels nice here for the Kennen. 30 CS, you already mentioned, but the gold itself means that Gunblade's going to be coming pretty soon. Dragon has spawned. It's going to be started by Razork, but SK, there is some movement down bot, maybe just to be in the vicinity. Whether it's a true contest or not, we'll have to find out at 3K. Already half the way done. Seems like the answer's going to be no.
Renekton using his ulti just to clear out the top wave. A trade of ultis, actually, as Wunder trades back, drops the Ignite as well. Empyros is going to be forced back to base. Doesn't have his TP available, which means more plates for Wunder.
As Razork crosses through mid, looking for a target as well. We're going to help push out the wave. Talking about another lane that's successful. Let's look at Leader. Leader in the matchup, looking real good. Now going to bring that towards top lane. Realm Warp, and Empyros is going to get bullied dead again, but it's a solo kill. They didn't even need to come top. Wunder just says, watch me.
And that was just a misplay from Empyros. He'd already committed his ultimate. He'd already committed his resources to getting that last wave. He had to just concede the next one. By sticking around, he made it possible for the collapse to come through from SK, and they aptly punish. They have 5 kills to 2, a 2.4k gold lead, and while it's true that Upset is building up a pretty healthy lead for himself, this Kennen is going to be terrifying, and I can tell you right now, Wunder's sights will be set on Upset.
Oh yeah, and it's going to be up to Upset to bring it back here for Fnatic in this early game. A 2.2k gold lead that SK have started to accrue. Role quest for top already complete, so that 12.5% bonus EXP is worth noting. If Wunder joins a fight, it is going to be monstrous as Razork brings out the monster on Mikyx first, onto Skeanz. He joins in, but the flick back is beautiful. Vladi trying to get the pick, but Mikyx taking a while to die. Razork gets the flash out so he doesn't get traded as Skeanz. Now stuck in a 2 versus 1. Upset joins in, but sniped from Jopa. Chain to corruption as well. Perfect ulti. The SK AD carry flashes away. It's now back up, now back down. As Upset gets rooted, now walks away. But Lospa's stuck in the middle as well as SK bring this fight back. Mikyx took so long to die that SK found their angle.
SK with a beautiful punish onto the aggression of Fnatic. Fnatic had the numbers advantage. They knew that they could win out on this trade, but as you rightly said, it took them much longer than they expected to actually take Mikyx down. So here you're thinking, oh, classic Mikyx, he's overextended. But no, he's just buying time. He's able to use the aftershock to just wait for the rest of his team to collapse. And while he does fall, Razork is low enough to allow for Jopa from the off angle to find that snipe from the ward that Mikyx dropped.
True.
Then they turn their attention onto Vladi. They think that they can keep this follow-up engage going, but now that it's a 3v3, it's a much more favorable fight. Upset doesn't have the HP, Lospa has to disengage, and SK win out on the skirmish.
And they minimize that gold advantage we were talking about being on Fnatic's back, being on Upset's back. With Role Quest now being matched by and completed by SK 4 versus 2, as you can see on that bar on the top of your screen. But for SK, they push that gold to 3,000. And it is looking like a beautiful early game that they're starting to run away with. Burst items across the board, that Gunblade that we were talking about, picked up by Wunder.
I really love the Gunblade. I'm just such happy that it's been reintroduced.
Renekton will not get to walk up to it.
He will not have fun, but it's also just for those champions. Oh, Empyros can't do much to defend the tower. Leader wants more, though.
Razork's in the vicinity. Empyros gets down to half HP, trying to bait it.
But that Gunblade, the great thing about it is the active slow makes it so much easier for champions to close that gap. And typically, kind of rocket belt dependent champions, I felt like that it always had that kind of tail, which made it easier to react to. But Gunblade, so fast. And the range is very deceptive. So that slow can kind of catch you off guard. And then a Kennen right on top of you with the E and the ultimate can be so effective at locking you down. Wunder's doing a great job in the side lane, making it very difficult for Empyros to play.
And he's 2 levels up on him as well.
I mean, that's how quickly top lane can snowball out of control, getting that extra XP.
And getting that quest early as well means that, again, 12.5%. I know you love numbers, Vedi. I just thought I'd throw them in for your...
No, it's good. It's a great number.
Oh,
well done.
12.5. Your favorite number, maybe. But it's that experience advantage that for SK, their top lane are taking over 2.2k. I'll keep counting it for you because it is just that impressive. Again, people are saying, oh, this team, you know, got a lot of washed players, a lot of oldies. We joked about it yesterday, but Wunder's taken him to town as good stun up from Empyros, goes into the dominance, but the stun comes likewise. Razork now visits his favorite lane. Flash away, the Lightning Maelstrom will not kill Razork in the trade. And no matter what, Razork will be bot. TP though, as he sticks around, maybe wants to get out of here soon. They're committing for the turret. Mickey's going to look for an engage. Turret doesn't fall down just yet. Razork's like, I'm dead. I'm going to take the objective bounty with a depth charge and even a dodge away. Everyone's here from SK. It'll be a long trade, but goal back over to Fnatic.
He sacrifices himself to pick up that objective bounty on the bot tower, but it ultimately ends up being a 1-for-1. Alleviating that pressure from Empyros was very much needed, but the fact that SK was able to turn it back around, they're going to get a tower of their own, so really it's just another advantage gain for SK. And yesterday Razork did comment himself about how he didn't think Fnatic played super well. I do think that they're being much more proactive on the map, but SK, as they kind of demonstrated against Vitality, they're a team that's just not afraid to go toe-to-toe pretty much anywhere on the map.
It's nice to see. I mean, taking these risks as leads to a dragon here. SK have got 2 of them. As Wunder controls top for the time being, stops Vladi pushing. There was also some plates taken by Leader in this bottom lane, so both solo lanes still in a massive position despite the kill onto one of them. There's a potential dive. Empyros has to give Prior here because he's scared. He's like, where the hell's this buy that just took Dragon?
I mean, not only that, Leader now, level 13 to Vladi's level 11. Vladi will be getting level 12 on this next wave, but remember that the Rod of Ages is continuing to tick up as well.
Yeah.
So that mid lane gap is only going to continue to grow. It feels like SK has a huge amount of side lane control.
Oh, yeah.
And they need to be able to utilize that to collapse onto the rest of SK so they can create that numbers advantage, because in an ideal world what's happening is you have maybe someone shadowing the Ryze like Skeanz, you get that push in bot, you then move through that bot side jungle and you can create a numbers advantage on mid to either threaten a dive, maybe force a team fight with numbers while that wave is creating pressure on the bot side. And you're kind of seeing it here, Leader kind of shadowing Wunder, allowing him to go back to base now. Of course, there's not really a huge amount of pressure they can exert on the map because resets need to come through. There's not really a main objective for either of these teams to play for. The Herald is available for Skeanz to drop, but that mid tower is basically paper thin. I mean, you can see the HP. Observer just showing it for us now. Razork getting very low there.
Yeah, Jopa's walking up in the face of 3. He got that change of corruption down. Razork gets low. He'll have to go back to his jungle to heal up, but I mean, it's just the range. It's how hard to gank this Varus, especially when Mickey's, you know, away. You have no idea where he is. It's like for SK, their setup's clean, and with it, the mid turret should be going down next as it's a slither of HP. Some more gold to SK that might lead towards 5k. 5k at 18 minutes. I am not used to selling the story of SK, Vedi. Like last year was a disappointing year. I'm not gonna lie.
Mickey though.
Okay.
Getting engaged on.
Is he caught out, or is it Lospa? Is the flash away? Maybe I know my answer. Slicing Maelstrom in the bottom lane. Wunder builds the space, gets the stun, and Skeanz is here to help bring in the fun. And Frost goes down. And Skeanz picks up the kill. We look back towards mid. Jopa at half HP. He's hit down by the Arclighter Ruin, but Upset has run out of range. SK back away, and for Fnatic, they don't get a return.
I mean, credit to SK. I said that I wanted to see them playing through side lanes, and I said that their 2 options were to kind of shadow one of those side lanes, and then potentially convert that pressure into mid, but alternatively, you can just shadow and find a pick.
Yep.
And so Empyros thought that he saw an opportunity. Hey, now on the Renekton, I've got the Stride Breaker finished. Maybe with the Merc Treads as well, I can actually fight against this Kennen. I do have a lot of HP, but not if the Vi is there as well. Another tower is secured. SK steadily growing their gold lead even more, and I think to the surprise of many, SK is straight up dominating Fnatic in this game.
It's clean play, and you love to see it again. I think expectations for this team is something that you will hear us casters talk about a lot this split, just because of who's on it, just because of the big names.
Well, that's the thing, that there's a lot of pressure on a roster like this,
There's a huge amount.
Because people see this as the Mickey and Friends roster.
Yep.
I mean, we had that hilarious tweet from Leader where he was talking about, I love nepotism, right?
Yeah.
Right? And so, like, people are looking at this roster and being like, how serious is this roster? And they start the split off by falling short to Vitality, who then get curb stomped by Na'Vi. And so people are making that correlation of being like, well, clearly SK is not that strong.
Yep.
And then to have a performance like this against Fnatic, of course, these are all just best of ones. Grand conjecture based off very limited information, but that's kind of the beauty of the format, that you get to make these grand statements with very little evidence.
True. And you do have to adapt on the fly as well. I know you were saying on a podcast with Jat that you were like,
hang on,
it's about hitting the ground running. Maybe this is it as well. Leader's going to walk forward instead, flush away from Vlad's Skeanz. Vault Breaker's in, but a TP comes in where Jopa joins the fray in the flank TP. Even more dangerous for the Kennen on the way. TP's going to finally finish, but it's a slow one as Wunder flashes past the seismic shove. He gets one, and it's Vladi SK again, fighting fire with fire.
It was Fnatic that wanted to create a collapse onto Leader, but the response from SK was just too swift. He's going to interrupt Empyros. He might even hunt for this one.
He's got phase rush as well. Empyros is going to get out, and there's a bit of cabbage to pick up along the way, but with the kills down, as we look at the replay, it is just getting better for SK.
So you can see that it's the ultimate used by Vladi to try and cut Leader off, but it's Vladi that's flashing away. Skeanz goes straight through the skill from Vladi.
Yep.
Does not care about the stun. He's committed to getting that ultimate down, and then the TP comes through from Wunder. You'll see he's trying to connect it onto Upset. Upset gets that bonus movement speed to just barely get out of range. But they end up finding 2 picks. Now SK can really start to threaten the Baron. The next dragon is likely going to be their target. No flash on Wunder is a valuable summoner spell that is unavailable to them.
Yep.
Of course, like we always think about Kennen, especially having cast Odoamne for many years, one of the big Kennen enthusiasts. I know that he always told me that like you have to play around this summoner spell so well as a Kennen player, either looking for flanks or looking for that backline play. Let's see though as they set up for the river. Razork going in.
He's got himself a Cyclone. It's a good angle, but he's just run into Jopa, who takes him down to 0. Skeanz is going to be the trade as Mickey jumps in as well. And remember, again, we just talked about Wunder not being able to flash in. And Norris is slicing Maelstrom up, but still, they're going head-to-head. They're going even. Flash in from Jopa, this 80 carry. The balls on this man. A triple about to turn into a quadra, but stolen by Wunder. If it's not Wunder, it is Jopa leading the charge.
SK dominates another fight against Fnatic. They may have lost their jungler, but this will be another dragon in their favor. The gold continues to grow. The kills continue to mount. We look back at the play, and it's Razork to initiate this. While the Kennen is too far away, a 5 versus 4, a good ulti from Mickey onto the backline, just CCing them up permanently while Skeanz ends up dropping. Keep your eyes on Jopa on the right, landing good Q after good Q. So much damage onto the backline in conjunction with Leader. Finds himself a double, wanted to get the triple, but Wunder denies him. SK coming out on top in the team fight.
They got some star performances. I mean, Leader as well at the start of that fight. Beautiful angle, and then Jopa takes over. Wunder doesn't have his ulti, but it doesn't matter. The gold is out of control. 9,000 for SK. If SK wins this, they're top 5. Thank you so much for that. You know what? That's good. So they're the top 50% if they win it. At 1-1. You, sir, very wise as we look at another fight in the jungle. Mickey at half HP, but it matters not again. Lospa has to run for his life, but stunned up. Skeanz helps Leader get the kill, who's now on a killing spree himself. 3,000 for mid, 3,000 for top. This is looking good.
These solo laners have absolutely popped off, but really so much of the credit needs to be given to Skeanz. His impact throughout this game has been absolutely massive. Great shadowing of the laners, outside of abandoning bot lane early on. Like, admittedly, not much that he could really do in that situation. But now they start off the Baron. Razork in the area. Can he find the steal?
Well, he needs a good angle. Level 13, let's find his way in. Rather, Empyros has already started off the fight. Gets kill on the Mickey. Skeanz gets the ulti, and it's perfect. It doesn't matter, the two already gone down as Razork is now into Jopa, but it's too late. Wunder shreds them to death, and SK will be pulled off the Baron, but the enemy team is dead.
An excellent Kennen ultimate from Wunder, utilizing the fog of water, find that backline access. Notice how he's trying to circumvent that vision to find the perfect angle as Mikyx falls first. The utility has already been dropped. There's no Alistar here to protect the AD carry, and the backline just melts. Razork is left alone against the carries of SK as they find another massive fight.
You wouldn't believe that Wunder's 3-8 on Kennen in his whole career. Like, that doesn't look like a man who ain't that good at Kennen. Instead, that looks like a man who's 4,000 gold up and is about to pick himself up a Void Stuff. Third item.
4-0 and 10 for leader as well. I mean, the solo laners have absolutely stepped up. But, I mean, you've been highlighting it. Jopa in these team fights, he had nuts. A difficult laning phase, but his positioning in the fights has been spectacular.
But I remember him on Vitality B. He's just that kind of AD carry that has the flair. He's like the Jackie Loves of the world, you know? He's like the rulers, the pays,
okay,
the kind of crazy.
To some very
Why not?
AD carries right now.
Hey, first Fnatic, next first stand.
I see. Know? Okay.
Hey, and by the way, I have to apologize to that tweet guy before. He said top 5. That is more of a statement now because we don't have 10 teams in the league.
That's true.
I forgot. We have 12. It's just it's weird thinking about it. So it's better than top 6. Shout out to that guy. All right, Fnatic, what can you do in this game? Down 11,000 gold. Pull about 10 rabbits out of the hat, and we will believe. As Baron sits there waiting, and SK trying to draw them in.
I mean, leader, he wishes he could go to level 19 right now with the experience that he's been building up. Wunder moves back towards the side lane, constantly keeping those waves pushed in so you can control the Baron, deny vision, make Fnatic as uncomfortable as possible. Wunder getting some good damage down onto Vladi, and that should be the go signal to start off the Baron.
Well, Vision's going to be found, but at 10k it might not even matter. You can see Razork's going towards bot. He'll try and steal some jungle camp while Baron goes over, and this slow burn from SK continues.
What a one-day difference will make, right? SK looking night and day compared to what we saw yesterday.
Good one. Just like you. When you go to sleep, do you change your last name?
No, I don't.
Okay.
No,
Andrew Knight. That'd be good.
You'd think that you're original with this joke.
But Medic's been there.
I've had this name for 33 years now.
Yeah.
So.
You're 33.
Yes.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
One or two people may have made that joke before you.
Okay. It's Medic though, isn't it? When you say one person. I feel like he's claimed
Razork
everything.
might be about to fall.
Yeah, he might have to go night-night as well. Razork, yep, dead in an instant. Teleport burn. I guess everyone wanted to be there as 4 members now going to commit to pushing bot.
I mean, it's a party down here. And this party is going straight towards the base of Fnatic. They have the Baron buff. They're going to get the push in mid lane as Wunder makes the rotation towards there. I mean, even Mikyx has a 1.9k gold lead.
Yeah. He got the first 2 kills.
That's true, he did.
And he's also got Bandle Pipes, which I think the pity on the minion. Don't worry, guys, he'll catch up.
He will catch up, he's on his way.
The Genomite does go down once again in the bottom lane turret. It makes it quick work. There's something to be done towards mid eventually as Fnatic look for their pick onto Wunder. Stride Breaker used, but Wunder's not caught out. Instead, Mikyx pulls the engage depth charge onto Upset. He was previously deathless on the champion, but you can't say that anymore as Skeanz tries to run in. It looks a bit messy, but Chain to Corruption again. Leader's going to follow up, and dead in an instant is Lospa. Wunder flashes in and makes short work of Vladi, while meanwhile Upset is trying to do what he can to Mikyx, but it won't matter as well. Lospa's going to die Priestly, because I'm looking at Jopa. Similar names, Vedi. It sucks sometimes. Triple kill comes through, and already, Upset almost dies. But a triple goes over regardless. Baron enhanced recalls go through, but the base is in tatters.
Double TP is available for SK. They're going to go back to base, quickly rejoin their AD carry, and set their sights on closing out this game.
I don't know what Upset can do. He might be 4-2 and 3, but Wunder is going to one-shot him, getting close to as he steps forward. He can't even get in the same realm. As Lospa trying to do the same, but the Nexus is exposed, and down it will go. SK looking great today.
SK looking to make a statement with that performance.